One of the worst pink day performances that I've probably seen. Feel very sorry for the fans that actually ended up going to the ground to go and watch that game. It was a sold out game, of course, because pink days are always very favored in South Africa, very popular in Johannesburg. And generally speaking, South Africa have a very good record in these type of matches, in the pink day matches. But that was a pathetic performance by South Africa. Ultimately, very poor performance, outplayed, misreading a lot of things. But I'm going to get into that a little bit later. I'll get into the details on what went wrong there. It's not that difficult for many people that have been supporting cricket for a long time to see where things went wrong. But I would like to speak about something specific when it comes to ODIs that I would like South Africa to adapt a little bit more into their game. And I want them to actually try and think about this particular vibe when it comes, or this particular thing when it comes to their approach in ODIs in general. But before we get going, before we get started, there's a couple of things I'd like you guys to please do. First and foremost, please, if you are new to this channel, please subscribe. Click that notification bell for all future videos, please. Very important that you do so. It really helps the channel out a lot. We're on the route to 5,000 subscribers now. So please get us there quite quickly. I want to try and make it there by the end of the year. If possible, that would be amazing. It would be a great New Year's present if you guys can help me get there. I'd also like you guys to please subscribe to Cricket Fanatics Magazine monthly. Every issue is 100% free, straight to your inbox every single month. The link is on the screen right now, as well as in the description. You also get access to all South Africa's back issues, all the South African cricket. Hey, you get all the access to all the back issues as well. Pardon about that mistake. Then we have something to announce as well that I'd like you guys to please get involved in. And that is the Cricket Fanatics Magazine Business Corner. We've set up the Business Corner to help you market your business, products, and services effectively and affordably to a cricket audience. So please go ahead, tell your friends and family that are entrepreneurs or business people or anybody that you know that Cricket Fanatics Magazine Business Corner is the only viable option for people to market their business to a cricket audience at an affordable rate and the most effective way possible in this new climate and this new digital era. So please go ahead and send them to this link. They just need to click on this button over here to get more details, put in the details into that little box over here, and then we will get in contact with them, and they can set up a call as well if they want to get that ball rolling immediately. So please go ahead and do that. So guys, without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. I'm not really looking forward to this one. Don't really feel up for this particular stream because of this particular performance, but you got to do what you have to do. So let's get into it. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Cricket Fanatics Magazine in a very unique afternoon stream. We don't normally stream this time of the day, but when South Africa performs as poorly as they did today, you're going to get a little bit of an afternoon stream from my side. What happened? What happened? So first and foremost, let me start off with the toss. The analysis of the wicket. Anybody that has a little bit of cricket knowledge could have seen when they were doing the scanning of the wicket that there was a mosaic type of cracks all over the pitch. That obviously means that the pitch is not necessarily going to be a flat, normal, what we are accustomed to at the Wanderers. Generally speaking, it's quite a flat deck and a very good wicket to bat on. But the last two matches on this ground proved otherwise. Now, they played on the same strip as they played the T20 game where they got smashed by over 100 runs. And that was something that Aiden mentioned in his pre-match, post-toss little interview, where he did say this is a wear and tear wicket and that's why they've picked two spinners. and they're going to obviously bat first. The number one thing that I feel South Africa got wrong here is the reading of the conditions. I think that, for example, Riza Hendricks came out trying to play his natural, aggressive, positive brand of cricket, and this wicket was just not conducive for that, particularly for the right-handers. Now, the left-handers could play a little bit more freely. I think on that side of the wicket, it wasn't really talking as much. But to the right-handers, they needed to play a test-like innings. They needed to watch and wait. We could see even India didn't play with complete full freedom. The reason they got wickets run so quickly is because of our bowlers and our bowling. So I'll get into that a little bit later. All praise needs to go to India's bowlers. Ashdeep Singh, with his first ever wicket in the tournament in ODI cricket, happened in this match, and he took 5. So well done to him for taking a 5 for 37. And we have to also give credit to Avesh Khan, who bowled well as well, 4 for 27. All they did was put the ball on a good line of length, hit the cracks, let the ball do the talking and movement, and put South Africa under pressure immediately. As soon as that ball started moving around, South Africa looked clueless. 2 ducks from our top order batters, and 3 ducks in total in this match. Now, it's all about the approach here. Patience. Sometimes, yes, I know we want to play an attacking brand of cricket, and everybody is on this hype of playing this a massive attacking brand of cricket. But in some cases, you're going to get a wicket that's not going to be conducive for that type of style. And you need to just see a few balls, block it out, get a couple of singles, rotate the strike, and change the way you want to approach the game. Almost all of our batters in the top 6 got trapped in the crease when they went out. None of them really were came down the wicket, or moved their feet out of the crease and then lost their wickets. All of them were almost trapped in the crease because of India's lines and lengths that they were bowling. Now, this is India's second best bowling, second best team. This is not even their first 11. They don't even have Bumrah and all of those guys. So for their second string bowlers that are behind the likes of, for example, Bumrah and all of them, it just shows their strength in depth. And whatever they're doing with their bowlers in India, teaching them the basics. You heard Singh or Ashdeep talk after the game about, we realized that the wicket wasn't the way we thought it was going to be. So we changed our line of lengths and we kept it simple. They both test match lengths, basics, good lines, good lengths. Let it beat the outside edge. Let it come in, swing in. They only got 1.16 or around about just over 1 degrees of spin. So degrees of swing. So it wasn't like it was swinging amazingly. It was moving off the seam quite well and off the cracks quite well. And all they did is they put it in the good spots. I think the only thing that we can probably take as a positive out of this game, okay, not the only thing. There's 2 positives I'd like to speak about. Not major positives, but the only positive we can probably say tongue in cheek is that we avoided getting the lowest score in ODI history from a South African point of view. That's about it. 116 is a terrible score to put on the board, and all of our batters really didn't show their experience and their class. And I heard that there was slight excuses starting to be made in the commentary box, well, at least by one person. He wasn't making an excuse, but he was trying to start the conversation around it. Is it fatigue and all of that? No, it's not. We hardly play cricket. We've had a whole month, 2 weeks off after the World Cup. It was a month ago, the semi-final. We had 2 weeks off before we started preparing for these T20s. And they had a massive break before the season started. So there's no excuse with regards to fatigue. That we don't even play enough cricket these days internationally for there to be major fatigue. So that is nothing to do with it. It was a major collapse, and the reason is 100% the inability to be able to adapt to the conditions. Now, the second positive is Tony de Zorzi. I think he batted well until he gave his wicket away. That ball was nowhere near good enough to pull, or in the length or the line or the height to pull it. He has just had to go about his business in exactly the same way. But I think that his positivity that he showed to try and put the pressure back on India was pretty good. Um, so that is something that I believe is a positive for South Africa in the future. Um, I think that we need to, in the next game, probably give Calvarena an opportunity. He's coming off a great form in domestically. And I think the scenario of being so many wickets down would have probably suited him, and the way he is as a batter. But I wasn't impressed about the way our batters reacted to the fall of quick wickets. Two ducks from Reza Hendricks and Rassie van der Dussen, and no change in the way and approach. This was a wicket where we needed to get stuck in, take our time, put the bad balls away, leave the balls that are missing the stumps, and just play a not. I'm not talking about tentative. You can still get runs by playing crude cricket shots. You don't want to see on a wicket like this players losing their wickets to a massive attacking strokes of trying to clear the boundary. That's not something that you'd like to see. A lot of our wickets, though, were LBW and bowled. And this was the type of wicket that Vernon Philander actually, I have to give props to him, because he was the only one out of everybody in that out of majority of the guys in the on the pundits group that actually said that this wicket is going to be very tough to bat on. It's not going to be a very easy wicket to bat on. And that a lot of wickets are going to be bowled or LBW on this wicket. And it's exactly what happened. Reza Hendricks bowled, Tony LBW, Rassie van der Dussen, Aiden Markram bowled, Henrik Klaassen bowled, Vian Mulder LBW, Andile Pechlekwayo LBW. Let's give some props to Andile Pechlekwayo with the bat today. He stuck it out. He tried to fight and put some runs on the board. I think it was one shot he played too many and ended up losing his wicket on 33. Actually, top scorer in today's match. Didn't bowl that particularly well again. And that was also something that I think was a interesting thing to talk about. I guess our bowlers. Let's talk about that. Missed an opportunity, Aiden Markram as captain, to go upstairs for Nandeberger's first ever ODI wicket. Got him plum LBW, and they missed that opportunity. India only lost 2 wickets, but doesn't really matter. They thrashed us. Very impressed with Sai Sudarsan, 55 of 43 not out. Suresh Iyer, obviously great form, 42 of 45. And they chased it down with ease within 16.4 overs. I do think that we missed the trick in trying to put pressure on the batters. Bowling good line and lengths like India did. We didn't take the same approach. There was too many full deliveries, too many short deliveries. We need to find a way of trying to keep consistency. It's a problem in domestic cricket that the quality is not as high as international level. It will never be, but certain bowlers will get away with the pace. Like Nandeberger will get away with sometimes bowling a looser delivery, and he beats the batter still, even if it is a poor delivery, because of his pace. Because there's not many bowlers that bowl 145 plus in domestic cricket. So you will beat a couple of batters with a bad delivery sometimes as well. With the international cricket, there's nowhere to hide. You need to be accurate, and that's what the Indian bowlers 100% showed in their approach today. So there's not much else to me to talk about when it comes to this review. I've summed it up, I think, and I've dealt with anything. That's ultimately what happened in the match, and it was a very bad performance, and we need to find a way to bounce back and show some oomph in the next match, because this was just poor. And also for a good cause, sixes 2,000 rand, fours 1,000 rand. I mean, how much money was actually raised for a good cause and breast cancer today? Not a lot at all. So Betway gets to pocket some money and take some money out of this event. Okay, so let's get into the live chat and see what you guys have to say. Lauren saying disappointing showing from our guys today. Unfortunately, it's not like we haven't seen performances like this before. Whenever the ball moves around, we struggle. Poor shot selection, biting as us as well. Very, very true. The result is something many fans can deal with, but it's the manner of the performances batting that needs calling out. It was amateurish. Yeah, and I think South African fans would be like I've said so many times. I think we on this platform would be okay with analyzing a game where we played really well and ended up losing. Then when we gave it our all, we gave it a fight, and then we ended up losing. Um, but when we lose this way, where there's where it's almost amateurish, like you mentioned, that's what gets us riled up and upset, as fans, because we're sitting here and we're watching this and we're spending our time that we could be doing many other things on a weekend especially when it's such a lovely day around, and then we ended up sitting here and watching this game and just being disappointed like that is is crazy. And I think that I'm probably going to be experiencing something similar later on tonight when Man United take on Liverpool. Matt 92 said disappointed in Riza, Aiden, Rassi, Klaas, and Miller. They the senior guys in the team and should lead by example by doing better, says Matt 92. Lawrence says, I get we missing the likes of Quentin the Cock, Cage, Temba, Janssen, and Lungi, but we've seen these types of performances with those guys in the team as well. Nothing I saw today is something new. It's been with us and a part of us. Yes, it is 100%. They're already on holiday, says Matt 92. Lawrence says, just play the World Cup semi-final reaction video, Hardy, because it was just that. Yeah, 100%. It's very similar to what happened there. I'm worried about the Test series, even though it's not the same team. I wouldn't be as worried as the Test series. I think we still are rebuilding in that format, trying to find the synergy under the new coach. But I think that we'll put in a much better of a fight. I'm hoping that we put on a much bigger fight against India in the Test series. So I said, is it true that India benefits of balls from ICC, if you believe or not? I don't believe conspiracy theories. Lokendra Solanki says, we have a lot of players of the World Cup squad, and India have a very young and new look side. Still got humbled. Terrific and embarrassing performance by South Africa. So by South Africa, man, I feel this issue is deeper. India have good depth. India have very good depth. Very very good depth. It also has got a lot to do with the amount of people that play cricket in India. That also helps a lot. So I guess that also will allow for players to come through at a much larger scale. We should remember that there was no Shami and Bumrah there. Yep. Um, The only batter who looked confident in this defense was Tony Rizzosi until he had a brain fart and totally gifted up his wicket 100%. We only take a single wicket in power play. Yeah, the senior guys in the team should be embarrassed 100%. Agree with you. Embarrassing collapse once again. And don't have main bowlers other than Nandre. We hardly play international cricket to be fatigued. Exactly. So I don't understand why that conversation even happened. Um, Talking about the mental fatigue as well, from the semi-final and having to face that. And India has a fresh squad. None of their guys are playing. That was the conversation that was had. Um, Mental fatigue, perhaps a little bit, but that's not 116 all out type of fatigue. I mean, come on, you should be wanting to come out there and wipe out that memory from that World Cup, and particularly the last um, three games or one and a half, or the India game and obviously the Australia semi-final. Tony Rizzosi played a pull shot on the ball which needed to be cutted or to be cut. Brainless from Crossan by not going for the review, and by marking him as well, not to just go upstairs. Especially when you need wickets. By the way, Rija should get a serious grip when it comes to playing left arm seam. He's 50-50 against it. Doesn't get side on enough when the left armer gets onto him. to square on something to work on. Yeah, that's something that he needs to work on, definitely. And the ball moves around a bit, he does seem to struggle. And when he's not connecting, he can quickly he can quickly get on the back foot very easily. When he's not making connection to that ball. Is this always the replacement for Quinny? I think at the moment, probably. Um, I think that he will be coming in for Quinton de Kock as a left arm batsman up the order. We were also not too good with the ball, 100%. Our batters need flat pitch, couldn't play spin in last T20 and can't play swing in this match. And the ball didn't even swing that much. It was more movement off the pitch and off the cracks and off the seam. It wasn't as much swing. It was only like 1.16, I think, was the most amount of swing that they were getting. So degrees of swing. So it wasn't a major amount of swing either, which is crazy. The players should donate their match salaries. These players have played red ball, can't understand how they play swing there, but they can't play in ODIs. That's the approach, 100%. They need to be able to adapt, man. It's a lack of being able to adapt to conditions is a problem over here. This is a conditions game, cricket. This is our main batting lineup in September. It's really disappointing and embarrassing. Lorenzo, I'm sorry, but these guys have no bottle. Absolutely disgusting performance. Always when the pressure is on, we crumble. Why? This should be talking point. Just tiny of pressure and boom, bottle. Macmillan says amateurish, feeble-minded batting. India going to finally win a series in SA. Well, they've won ODI series here before. We haven't really had a great record against them in ODI series. Indian B team is winning against our team, almost embarrassing. I think Polly gets selected all over national and also emerging team. Even with our best players, we always bottle it when under pressure, and now with the fringe players as well. Last T20 and ODI, this is a systemic issue. This should be dealt with immediately. There is something that we need to do with regards to sports psychology, mentality. A lot of work that needs to be done there. Khalid, our team is internal mental fatigue. Thanks for making me laugh, McMillan. Some of these guys will put in a better performance in the T20 franchise teams. We need Quinny. Backs his decks. No. We can't just rely on one player. There needs to be a holistic change in the mentality. Who is our bowling coach? How do the Indians get so much natural variation, yet we don't? We need something to happen there. I don't know who the bowling coach is now. Eric Simons was part of the World Cup. I don't know who's going to take over from him permanently. Why Mulder, Khalid? I didn't understand the Mulder selection either. I think they just wanted to give him a chance, maybe, to show what he can do in this format. And there's no excuse about coming in at 6 because he had plenty of balls to get his eye in and get settled. Lorenzo says, are we going to blame mental fatigue on everything when it comes to these lot? We bottled it since 1992, so no, leave this mental fatigue bull. I never mentioned mental fatigue. I think you maybe came on the show a little bit late, Lorenzo, where I mentioned that I don't know why the commentators or one commentator brought in the story about us having possible mental fatigue after the World Cup, which is it's hogwash because we have barely played cricket. We've had a massive break before the World Cup, kind of before the season started, a massive 3 months off of cricket. This is our season now, so you need to be ready before your domestic season. You played the World Cup semi-final was over a month ago. You had 2 weeks off. There's no reason for them to be mentally fatigued or to be fatigued. So I wanted to this rubbish that particular talk about it. Yeah, I know you're not okay. So you said you're not talking about me, but yeah, I think that's why people are talking about it in the live chat as well, is because I mentioned it on the show. Squad selection with bowling is really bad. Berger is main bowler. Sam says, why is a bowler selected such a poor bowling attack? Players looked not prepared for Indian bowlers. We saw against Australia in the semi-final, batters were clueless there. Matt92 says, I think it's a case of not playing enough cricket. Have a look at the domestic game. Two, it's a fair point. We need to play more cricket. SA17, I don't feel Tony is the replacement for Quinny. Yes, he scored runs today, but I don't think first class ODI record is good enough. More of a test player. You mean his list A? His list A form in the last in the recent list A competition has been good. Blitz says Tony Rizzo is a good player. He had the best SA batting performance. He needs an extended run now. We can't just be chopping and changing. Give him a couple of games on the bounce so that he can get himself into form. You can't just pick guy once, give him opportunity, doesn't perform, take him out, and then the next series, one game again, and then the following series. Let him play the entire series, and let's see if he can get himself into form. I know Macmillan, you are the brother of Andila. I know he even doesn't. Okay, I'm not going to go into those type of things. Rizorzi being Quinny's replacement is a joke. We need an aggressive opener like Quinny. Aiden should go back into opening. Zorzi is not a white ball player. Look how he gets dismissed today. I don't agree with that statement about him not being a white ball player. I think his white ball game is really developing nicely. He had a very good list A competition, I think, or quite a decent list A competition where he's really shown his class. And I think that this wicket was, he needed to maybe the slow things down a little bit and not try to continue batting, so attacking maybe. That could probably be the only advice I could possibly give. Not that I would know how to do it in the middle. CLNRE, Mulder did deserve a chance. He has done well over the past year, but he should not be given the new ball. Unfortunately, he was disappointing. McMillan says Andile can be such a valuable batsman. He actually applied himself better than our best batsman today. Lawrence Bailey says the amount of people calling out DDZ for playing today is wild. People don't watch domestic cricket, it seems. A simple Google search on his domestic performances recently would educate a lot of people, 100%. Lorenzo says we can't carry on with this. We literally have the best white ball record out of everybody in world cricket, yet we have no World Cup to show for it. That just shows we just bunch of bilateral bullies. SA17, on what basis is Mulder opening the bowling with Berger? He's a change bowler, not opening bowler. Poor decision to open the bowling. Poor decision also, but there wasn't really any other open fast bowlers in the team. The selection was a bit strange. They should have gone with maybe two fast bowlers in this particular lineup. I don't know why they went with so many slow medium paces. They should have gone with um, some another fast bowler perhaps. People need to watch domestic cricket. Says Lawrence Bailey. Matt92 says disappointing. Riza didn't take his opportunity today. See him, he gets out cheaply. We need Bavuma today. Says Ikram. Our batter struggled in moving pitches and the bowler struggled flat pitches. Same old story. Batman should have played today and opened the bowling with Nandre 100%. I think Batman should have come in and been given a chance. He should be given a chance at some point. I'm happy with the Wanderers pitch. Wasn't a total batting paradise regardless of the result. Klaassen needs to take time. He attacks too much, says Gaurav. Kani says Batman for Shamsi. Just Batman in general. We could have played an extra seamer today. Tony averaged 38. He performed in CSA One Day Cup, and Rob selected him, and Ryan Rickleton average 47, not selected. He has done well in One Day Cup also, and Batman not in 11. Lawrence Bailey says, so Batman and Lazard had to watch Mulder opening the bowling. If I'm them, I'll be knocking on Rob's door tonight. Poor selection today. Yeah, and I think that was something that was missed. Ortney Batman needs a go. Definitely deserves it. I think in the next game they should go. They should think about that. Definitely, Batman's skill set would have suited this type of wicket as well. What is with the Wanderers outfield? My dead grandmother is quicker than that, says Macmillan. Renzo, why some people like this? When a player they want in the team doesn't have a good overall record, they talk about recent form, but quickly talk about overall form when it's a player they don't right? Don't know. Ikram feels sorry for the Joburg crowd. It ended way too soon. Yeah, I feel very sorry for the people that bought a ticket for this particular match. Yeah, not a very good performance at all, guys. I'm not really feeling good about it at all. Um, so yeah, Khalid, but very disappointed with Rizad. I expect more from him in international cricket. Yeah, we need to see more consistency from him. Um, so yeah, that's something that we need to fix. But anyway, guys, that's my review for the day. I'm gonna clock out. Very depressing performance today. So thanks a lot for tuning in. I know it's a shorter one today. I've summarized it as best as possible and tried to give you guys something that of value. Thank you for all the comments in the comment section. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you guys again with a preview show tomorrow. Stay safe, enjoy your rest of your evening, and peace out.